people need to understand it. A few years ago, I was a huge admirer of what Chelsea were doing. With a manager like Thomas Tuchel, who was charismatic, had a flexible way of playing, won them the Champions League, it felt like Chelsea were moving in the right direction. Of course, they went on to sign Lukaku and tried to push from the Premier League, and that didn't work. But when BlueCo came in, they gave him peanuts to work with. And then literally a few days after giving him that, they sacked him. So for me, from that moment, I already started to distance myself from Chelsea because I felt you don't even support a manager who has that much credit in the bank. So who are you going to support? And then, of course, they hired Graham Potter. He didn't turn out well. They hired Mauricio Pochettino, who I thought was starting to build something at Chelsea, even though he was already fighting a losing battle being a former Spurs manager. Cole Palmer showed his best level under Mauricio Pochettino. And what did Chelsea do? They sacked him again. And then they go and hire an Enzo Maresca. And they convinced themselves as though Enzo Maresca was going to be this improvement on Mauricio Pochettino. They finished one position higher than the position they finished the season prior, or even probably the same position. How are you going to have any success if you don't give a manager an opportunity to build with these players? To build a rapport, to build a system, to build a hierarchy, to build leaders in the squad. And I think all of this just brings into question a bigger narrative surrounding Chelsea and surrounding this ownership. Because this is an ownership that is not encouraging your players or encouraging an atmosphere or encouraging a team morale that fosters success. I think this is something that really needs to prong the question surrounding BlueCo. Because I look at a coach like Liam Senior. It looks like he's building a lot of rapport in the European game. But again, if I'm Liam Senior, I am keeping as far away from this job as possible.